How are we? Oh, bang on 9 o'clock. That's all very good. It's been a quite busy day here actually today. How is everyone? I hope you're all right. My computer and my laptop's just playing catch up a little bit, so it'll be a little bit behind. Crabs my head ever growing. My computer and my laptop's just playing. How are we all? It's Thursday, another week. Guys, the week's just flying by. Flying by. Actually, if I do that, it looks like I've got a halo. Looks like I've got a halo number. A number halo. Anyway, I'm the last person who's a halo. I'll never get a halo. We're all doing good. Hi, Danny May. Wow, hi, James. Hi, Jenny. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hello. Wow, there's lots and lots and lots of people. I hope you're okay. Wow, everyone jumping on now. Yay! We haven't done anything yet, so if you've just joined in, we still haven't done anything. Hi from Cornwall. God, do you know we had a lovely Cornish green tea the other day? We had one sent from some very good friends of ours in Cornwall. They sent one up in a. It was lovely. We had it over 2 days actually. Got my wife's just come in. Beautiful, gorgeous wife. She's actually winding an electric. Do you want me to do that, sweetie? No. Darling. I'll do that. Sweetie, I'll do no, because I'll only have to unravel it. No, darling, you're not fine. You're not fine.
Good. There we go. I'm just putting it round there.
Okay.
There we are. Hello, everyone.
My gorgeous wife. Hello, everyone. Everyone's saying hello. Hi, Yvette.
Hello.
Hi from Manchester. Hi from York. Wow, there's loads of people. God, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for all joining in. Well, if you want to ask a question. Let's get a chat going. How is everyone? Has anyone done any more more stuff because of the... What the fuck? Yvette's just walking in with random things.
We're clearing up from outside.
She's clearing up from outside.
There's a shower, you see. There might be a shower tonight.
Well, I'll clear up when I finish this stuff.
I won't disturb. I'm so sorry.
No, don't join in. I'm
not joining. I've got no makeup on. I look horrendous.
People would rather talk to you than me.
No, they wouldn't. I'd rather scare everybody to death.
Dodo's been building a pond. Wow, I've been building a duck house.
And fix our bloody pond. That would be great.
It's anyway. Do I like my beard? Do you know what? It's weird. I've never had a beard this long. There was a period of time. Oh, hello from Aldershot. That's my old stomping ground. I've never had a beard like this. A long time ago, I did have. I think I've mentioned this before. Back in the day, I had a goatee. Yeah, I'm sorry. I used to have a ponytail as well. For a very short time, I thought it was a good idea. I was going through my Steven Seagal phase. Because he had a ponytail. Yeah, it didn't last long because I realised I looked almost of a dick as he did. Right. I can't even begin to tell you what Yvette is doing. It's very nice though. It's lovely. Right. Okay. Would I dye it rainbow for the NHS? No. No, why would I? Absolutely not. And very rude. Who's very rude? Somebody's got very rude. A question about most haunted. After saying after the sketch on the show, did they approach you about featuring the show? Also, many paranormal investigative venues you're looking to the future. Yeah, I mean it was one of the. For me, it was an amazing thing. One of the best things that's ever happened to have Saturday Night Live, one of the most iconic comedy shows on the planet, to do a skit on our little paranormal show. and it was great. It really was fantastic. No, they didn't ask us because they don't need to. It's a parody, so they can do what they like. But yeah, we were honoured, absolutely honoured, because I mean, to be a part of that history, and what a piece of history that is, and we're part of that. A little show that everyone's, that the broadcaster said wouldn't work. We did it. I don't know what that means. Humble, love it. No, here we go. When are you doing your camping? Do you know what I was going to do this week? Live outside for a few days, but unfortunately I didn't get my duck house finished as quickly as I thought I was, because the problem I have is because I'm building it out of old wood. There's a few bits on there that I've had to bring in, but it's basically out of old wood that was going to be thrown away. And with that, then all the wood needs to be treated and all this kind of stuff. So and, when you treat it and you paint it and all this, it has to take time to dry and all that kind of boring stuff. So it's taken a bit longer than I thought it was going to. So hopefully next week, or maybe this weekend, I'm going to dive out of the house for a couple of days. Where's the orange peel throwing? Seriously, me and my mum have been fans since day one. Would you give a shout out to my mum, Lisa, please? Lisa, hello, darling. How are you? Yeah, we did a bit of it was a bit naughty, wasn't it? How do I get rid of that? Oh, there we go. Right. JC, even from Hampshire. What is your favourite type of location to investigate? Castle, old police station. Do you know what? That's a good question. It's a strange. It's about the feeling of the location. I mean, I think just for a visual thing, the thing I love most is something like just an old asylum that's abandoned, but still in fairly good nick inside. Just with bits of peeling paint off the walls and the odd little bit of furniture still there. Because aesthetically, it just says that's haunted, and it's a scary thing. So I suppose that's the goal, for us. It's the thing that we all would love to constantly do, is these old asylums. But it's anything that has a feeling, because sometimes you can walk into a place that is abandoned and looks from the outside it should be haunted. You walk in and it's as calm as anything. So I love them all, I guess. Right. I'd like to investigate Queen Mary again. Yes. Do you know, Chris? I would love to do the Queen Mary again. We have a huge connection with the Queen Mary, and yeah, they've asked us to go back. So we would. It's such a great place, and it's such an honour to be on that sort of very famous ship. That's an iconic piece of engineering, and it's so haunted. And again, for me, I'd like to stay on there for. I'd like to stay on there for a good few months, just constantly filming, walking around at night. I'm pretty sure you get some good stuff. Would you ever investigate York Minster? Yeah, of course. Things I'd investigate anywhere. I think that there are sometimes people are a little bit funny when you start trying to do churches. We did one church some time ago, and I know we had some problems with the Church of England, because they didn't like us doing I think we did a seance on a Ouija board in the church, and they weren't happy about it. But they didn't own the church; they only leased the church, and the people who it was on an estate. The church was part of a huge estate, and obviously the owners of the estate said we could do it. They knew what we were going to do, and they signed off on everything. So, but the church were funny, and actually they said we weren't allowed to show it, otherwise they'd take us to court. And so of course with me, I couldn't wait to show it, and it was aired because there's nothing they could do. And I actually thought wouldn't it be great to have been taken to court by God? But anyway, yeah. So sometimes there is a bit of funniness about doing things in church. There shouldn't be, because at the end of the day, we are all looking for spirits, and it's as long as it's done respectfully. Like, for some people, are a bit funny. Would you investigate Chillingham Castle in Northumberland? We've done it. We've done Chillingham. Chillingham was our first ever show that we actually shot after the series had been commissioned. I don't know what time they showed it in the run in series 1, but that was the first one we did, outside of the pilot, obviously. Great place, and absolutely superb. But we've been back there as well. We went back with Most Haunted Experience some time ago too, so it's a great place. Maggie Morris, what is the most creepiest place you've been? Mother-in-law's house. It's creepy in there. She's got a big old vat in the kitchen. She's got cobwebs, bats flying around. Oh, hang on, Mary's wandering in.
Hi.
Hi. Mary's wandering. Yeah, it was. No, to be honest, the scariest place. I still think for me, Standon Hall. Standon Hall for me. I just, so much happened in there, and it was one of those places. No matter whenever you walked anywhere, whichever corridor, you felt like somebody was watching you, and you felt as though you weren't supposed to be there. You shouldn't, because each one of the rooms that were off of each corridor were people's homes. Yeah, they still had pictures on the walls, and as if you've watched the show, that you'll remember that one of them even had a budgie cage still in there, which begs the thing: is where did the budgie go? And I don't know. It just felt a really weird place, and I didn't like walking there on my own. I did, but. It was eerie, and we've been back there. We went back there a couple of times with Most Haunted Experience before it changed hands. Not the Most Haunted Experience, but the Standard Hall. But how are you missing the rest of the team? Missing Darren and Greg. Yeah, we miss them all. We're on the phone. We talk most of the quite a lot. We talk a few times a week. Yeah, you get used to seeing people on an almost daily basis, because you got to remember that with Greg is a cameraman, and we use him on other stuff as well. So it's strange when you just flat don't see people for a while, but yeah, yeah, we do miss them. To be fair, all right, I said, oh, where we go? What's this? Scott Coins, just want to be the first to send a super chat tonight. Evening, Karl, Yvette, and all. Yvette?
Yes?
Scott says hi.
Hi, Scott.
Well, what else is there? Hi, guys. Been with you since series 1. Been a few live shows too. Any famous places you want to investigate? That's from Matt Walters. Do you know, Matt, that I would still like to do Alcatraz. I really would. I'd love to do Alcatraz. I'd like to do more American places because they need to be done properly. They need to be investigated fully. They've got so many great stories. But also, I'd love to do some of the. I'd love to do some of the royal castles. I mean, if you get into Buckingham Palace, that would be great. Love to do the White House too. I did ask him once, but never got a reply. That was when Barack Obama was in. But for some reason, he just ignored me. Maybe it's because I didn't vote for him, because I'm not American, and I'm not allowed to vote. Anyway, Barack, if you're watching, well, you can't do anything now, can you, anyway? Right. Favourite Carry On film? Oh, that's a good question, James. Yvette and I are huge fans of Carry On films. You never get tired of it. Do you know what? We should think, oh, crumbs, that's a good one. Which is the best one?
Has to be one with Sid James in it.
Yeah, it's got to have Sid James in it.
Don't lose your head.
Yeah, I like Carry On, Don't Lose Your Head. But the things I like the Carry On Doctors and
We like Karen Screening, but it doesn't have Sid James in
Karen Screaming was great, but it'd be even better if Sid James was in it.
Mind if I smoke?
Is that
Fenella Fielding.
Fenella Fielding? Yeah, crumbs.
I met her once.
Did you? You
Yeah.
met Fenella Fielding?
Yeah, I sat
She
next
nice?
to her and had lunch. She was very nice, but her false eyelashes were all over the place.
Yeah, same as mine. Mine are. That's why I've got his glasses on, so you can't see my false eyelashes. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think my least favourite was Carry On Cowboy, because they all put American accents on and it just didn't work. They should have carried on with what they...
Carried on.
Mary just made a joke. They should have carried on. Carrying Up the Khyber. Carrying Up the Khyber. Brilliant. See, I had some people know this, and I'm sorry if it's boring you, but I worked with, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid, and I worked with Charles. I've forgotten his name.
Who?
Charles, who I acted with.
Hawtrey.
Crumbs, how bad is that? Charles Hawtrey. Sorry to all the family of Charles Hawtrey out there. Iconic genius. He was. And what a lovely man. Absolutely lovely man. And I was only a kid. I was only 10, I think, when I worked with him at the Princess Hall Theatre. Funnily enough, someone said hello from Aldershot, and it was the Princess Hall Theatre in Aldershot. We did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And he was a lovely man. Just so lovely. Right, Stephen Hack. Hi, Karl and Yvette. BSK Paranormal are looking to expand our collection of night vision cameras. Do you have any recommendations of models? Do you know what? What are ours? Do you know I haven't got? I don't think I've got one. Where's actually, I've got my camera down there, have I done it? Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you what we got. There's a Panasonic something or other.
Let's talk about him, Mary. Oh, he's here.
You see, one thing you remember with our house is my lovely wife loves to move stuff. She can't leave anything where you leave it. And you can say, please do not move this so I know where it is. And it will go. And you'll say, where did you move that? And she goes, I've not touched it. Right. Well, actually, this is a XF100. Do you have to? A Canon XF100. That's what we use mainly on Most Haunted. We are getting some new cameras because we're getting a lot more new tech stuff for the next series. But you know, these are now quite, Stephen. These are quite affordable now because they've been around for a while. You can get them second hand on eBay, and they are very robust. I mean, Stuart, if you remember watching the extra we did on SS Great Britain, Stuart even dropped it on the floor and it still worked. But, yeah. Patrick, well, hello, lovely Patrick. How are you? And how's that lovely Claire? All right, it's me and Claire. Send our love. Please can you give a shout out to amazing dad Charlie. Oh, I met Charlie at Drakeclough. I did. I remember that now. Well, a huge hello and a big shout out to Charlie. Hope you're well, mate, and everything's good. Edinburgh Castle would be great. Yeah, we would. The trouble is with Edinburgh Castle, it is very haunted. We'd love to get in there, but they're a bit funny about ghost programmes going in there. They quite like it if it's just a presenter saying, "Oh, this is what's happened here in this room," but they don't like people running around trying to find it. Lucy Price, can you have a shout out? No. Yes, you can. And I've just done it. We've heard of Newton Park. We won't be going there. we get asked quite a lot about Newsham Park, and it's a cup of tea. I'd love a cup. Oh, yeah, a cup of. Oh, can I have a latte, please? It's only a sachet. I don't mean a dance move. Yeah, we. Where was I? Oh yeah, the trouble is with Newsham is it's a great place. It looks supposed to be haunted, but when we did our due diligence on it, there wasn't one corroborated ghost story prior to it being opened as a haunted venue. I'm not saying it's not haunted, but there was some discrepancies within, some parts of the building we were told were a mortuary and they weren't. They're a kitchen. Some parts of the old where the incinerator was, it was told there were the ashes of the bodies of dead children there, which was absolute rubbish. And so there were too many sort of for us. There were too many sort of fake stories going on, and there wasn't enough corroborated evidence of any real hauntings. That's not to say it's not haunted. That's just to say that for us it didn't pass muster, so we won't be going there. That's just the way that is. Now, Gripplehound has asked a couple of times, but now she spent $1.99 to ask, so I better read it out. Her mum's in Stafford, and could someone drop her off some milk?
Sorry?
Yeah. I know. I got sending you an event. Love, this is from Katie. Love, what's been the scariest place you've ever regretted going to? I always regret going to see the mother-in-law. The house it's very cold and unwelcoming. It's got a dark cloud over the top, and I never feel welcome there. It's a cold place. It's a loveless place.
I can hear you.
Oh crumbs! I'm in trouble. What?
Would you like a slice of tea?
Actually, just have a look at this. Look. My daughter made this cake earlier today. She made that cake. Oh, look. She made that cake. Look at that. Look at that. She made that earlier today. No, I'm fine, thank you, darling.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, sweetie. No, to be honest, I've never regretted going anywhere. Because I've loved everything and everything that's happened. I'd love to go back and experience it more. So the worse it can be, the better it is. Right, Chris. Is there going to be a new series? I really hope there is. It reintroduced it to a whole new generation. My biggest hugs and wishes to you all. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, there is going to be a new series. We've done a new series. There's one already finished, and we were in the middle of sort of filming the series after that when this Corona stuff happened. So we've all got into lockdown. So there's so there's a lot coming up. We were obviously in discussions with everything, and all the discussions stopped because everyone was furloughed and working from home and that in TV. And generally, a lot of people in TV won't bark at any opportunities to stay at home. So they all the negotiations have stopped until this is over, really, for us anyway. So if anything happens, we will let you know. We will let you know. Right, let's just have a quick look here. Dorothy Matthews. Just saying hi to us all. Hi to myself, Yvette, Mary, Dottie and Tamsin. My son loves yours and Stuart's comedy moments, especially in the graveyard in the church at Haworth where Stuart fell down a hole. Not the first hole Stuart's fell down, to be fair. But I've got to say, that was my one of my favourite pieces. I think it stands level with Del Boy going through the leaning on the bar moment. With the exception that this one was real and it was perfect. I love it, and I think everyone else did as well. What were your top 3 cameraman events? Ooh, Grifton Tours. What great! I think that's a difficult one.
Meeting me.
Well, obviously meeting Yvette on, well, I say City Hospital, but actually I met her before then. But don't tell anyone. No, I worked with her when I was
Virgin.
when I was a virgin. When I was a camera assistant, but we weren't allowed to talk to the celebs in those days. We had to, a certain protocol was had to adhere to. I think it's got to be. I work with Michael Jackson a lot, and it's got to be. Oh, hello.
I'll put it in the kettle. It's going to make noise.
It's going to make noise. The kettle's going to make noise. That's absolutely fine. Kettle's on.
Does anybody else want to drink?
Does anybody else want to drink? Yeah, I mean, Michael Jackson at Wembley, 80,000 people. The energies that throws up at you, you can't, you can never replicate. Being on stage with him anyway is a huge thing. I get Berlin Wall coming down. That was one of my first paid jobs. That was immense because it was a great historical thing. I don't know. I've had so many great things. One of the things I always felt privileged was we were in Holland with Julie Bradbury, and we were doing a pilot for a BBC Two show called 24 Hours In, and we had to stay up for 24 hours filming in Holland. And one of the things I was allowed to do was go up this church, this very old church, and the bells at the top. Now, there's only two people allowed to see those bells and to go up there, and that was whoever the vicar is at the time, or the priest, and the Pope. And yet I was allowed to go up there and film. The sound guy wasn't allowed up, just myself. And that, I felt so privileged, and that's got to be one of my things. Dazzled by nature. Hi, mate. Just a long time Most Haunted fan. Respect from Darren from Ireland. Oh, lovely Ireland. How is everything over there? I hope you guys are doing well. I really do, and keeping safe. Will you ever come back to Ireland in the future? Yeah, try and keep us away. We have to say, the problem we have is budget, and I know that sounds great, but you think that we fund Most Haunted ourselves, and yet all the other series you see with the Americans and all that, they get between $200,000 and $300,000 per episode. So that gives you an idea of what they can have. So when people sort of talk about machinery and cameras and stuff, we fund every single one ourselves. Yvette and I do, and the others have all this money. If we could have a budget, and the trouble is, it seems that a lot of the big American companies who have taken over the channels here with Discovery and what have you, they're doing their level best to actually destroy British television, certainly British paranormal television. And so we don't get the budgets for it. But if we could, we'd be backed into Ireland like you wouldn't believe.
I'm going now. I love you.
You're going? Who are you anyway?
I don't know. Goodbye.
Mary just comes and says bye. Hi, Karl. Loving these chats. Thank you. Did you ever watch BBC Ghost Stories at Christmas? Do you know I didn't see them? Should have done, shouldn't I? I didn't see them. I didn't see them. No, I didn't see them. I didn't see the ghost. Well, I imagine they were good. BBC normally does a good. They do good stuff. Well, they got a load of money. We pay them a crap load of money every year, don't we? To give us a load of drivel. So everyone's saying hello. Laura's just turned up. Hi, Laura. If you could take one celebrity on an investigation, who would it be? Ooh, and thank you, Lucy, for that, by the way.
Billy Connolly.
Yvette would say Billy Connolly because she's a huge Billy Connolly fan. Who would I take as alive?
Ricky Gervais. You like him?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Ricky Gervais. I think the man is an absolute comic genius. Again, sounds like everyone I talk about I worked with. I worked with him when he did a thing called 11 O'Clock Show years ago, before he was hugely famous. But the man is an absolute comic genius. Absolute comic genius. Ricky Gervais would be good. Let me think about that. I'll actually come back to you for that, because... right. Katie again. I could just murder a cuppa. Here, Karl and Yvette. She had her first Starbucks today in 11 weeks and 6 days of isolation.
Where?
You had a Starbucks. Wow. Where did you get it from? What are you missing from this lockdown? The biggest thing I'm missing is, I have to say, it's not being able. It's not being able to see my mum, but not being able to, because our son Will, he lives in Nantwich, which is away, and obviously, you know, we're adhering by all of the government guidelines. So, I kind of, we have seen him a few times, but keeping the distance, and I want to give him a hug. He's my son, for crying out loud, and I know that upsets Yvette as well. It's an automatic thing, because when you see him, you kind of want to give him a hug, and you know, and he's going, he's on his own through this, and he's doing really well. I'm very proud of him. But I think that's the thing, not being able to hug the ones you love. Can it make any more noise stirring that cup of thing? Right. Oh, hang on. This is an interesting one. Time travel. When and where and who would you want to talk to? First, it's got to be Elvis. I'd love to talk to Elvis. Thank you, darling.
What does it sound from?
Mrs. B. Oh, Mrs. B. I haven't got the Mr. B one. I've got Mrs. B, just to prove who's in charge. What was that? What? I can't even remember what that. Someone says take Paddy McGinnis. Now, Paddy is a fan of Most Haunted. We know that for a fact. Because him and Robbie Williams were going to come along on a show, but unfortunately Robbie's record company wouldn't allow it. And I think they'd be too scared. That was Paddy's issue. I think he'd be too scared. I can't remember. There was a. Oh, that's it. Time travel. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it'd have to be Elvis, because just to be able to chat to the man would have been his presence would be an amazing thing. But either that, Oscar Wilde, or Peter Cushing, really, or Churchill. That's good. Yeah, Churchill. Huge respect. Or Nelson, or Wellington. Dazzled by nature. Someone say coffee. I wouldn't mind a cuppa. Yep, we did say coffee. No ciders tonight, Craig. No cider, because it gets spilled everywhere. If anyone saw that last night, I absolutely completely ruined Mary's thing last night. Guy spilling cider all over a spell book. John Lennon, yes, John Lennon. Yeah, John Lennon. So, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. Yvette is. I mean, I like the Beatles. Don't get me wrong. I know they're great at what they did, but they're not. You're going to go upstairs for a shower? Should we take this up? Do you want to go upstairs? No? Okay. I'm just saying we could go and...
Up to everybody, but I don't think they want to see my ugly bits.
I'm saying nothing.
Goodbye.
Give them a wave. Give everyone a wave. No, you can't see you. There you go. Just to prove you are actually alive. Ben Thompson. Hello, Ben, mate. How are you? God, I'm missing you, pal. Good evening, pal. Just dropped by to say hi and wish you and Yvette well. And Mary.
Gardening gloves.
Pardon?
Gardening gloves. Love you.
You've just randomly said gardening gloves. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to get in trouble for something now, because I've just said... Yvette just said gardening gloves, and I don't know what she means. It's just 2 words to me. Anyway, glad to see you're in good spirits. Yeah, thanks, mate. Always in good spirits. And I'll see you next March. Next March is that? Oh God, that's so long, mate. It's so long. Could you please say hi to Scotland Shona? What a beautiful name Shona is. We've been together for 12 years and married 8, and I love her so much. Never a dull moment. You two are very lucky. Very lucky. What a lovely thing to say. After 8 years, we've been together for 12 years. That's good. And you're still in love. Well done, you two. Favourite flavour of crisps? Cheese and onion. That's one of my go-to flavour. Virginia Beach, VA, love your channel. Oh, thanks so much, Mary. Do you know what? I love Virginia. When I used to live in North Carolina, quite often I'd go up to the Virginia Parkway, at the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, the stuff you'd see out there, oh, just beautiful. Has anything ever attached itself to you or the team? That's my worst fear. The only thing that's ever attached themselves to me is Yvette's mother. You won't leave me alone. No, never worry about things attaching to you. I don't believe anything can attach itself to you from a location. You cannot bring something home. And it's one of those things that if ghosts follow people home, then no one would be haunted because the ghosts would have left with somebody else already. And you've got to think, if it was going to follow you, why would it pick you on that night? And most places have thousands of people coming through every single day. And so why would they pick you on that particular day? And I don't say that flippantly, but ghosts just can't attach themselves to you. The only things that attach themselves to you, in my opinion, are your loved ones, and they're people that are already with you, and they are with you all the time anyway. So I don't think there's any of that. Actually, what's that about Elvis? Oh no, I've lost it. Do you know, I hate it. Sometimes I touch this and it just zooms up. He was in the army with Elvis. Whoa. My sister got to see Elvis in concert when they were in Vegas, 1977. Oh God, I'd have done anything to have seen Elvis. And yeah, that's one of the most annoying things, because when I was a cameraman, because I filmed just about everyone who was in the limelight of that time, whether it be again, Jackson or Madonna or McCartney or Elton John. I was very, very lucky. It wasn't I was any good. I was just very lucky to be put in with all these wonderfully great people and get to know some of them. You know, George Michael. I got to know George a little bit, and lovely people. And I know that if Elvis had been alive, I would have filmed him because I was in that environment, and I'd probably made a fool of myself, because if I'd ever got next to Elvis, well, I think I'd have made a fool of myself. Yeah. Right, give me a free ticket for one of your events and I will get you a film. No. Yeah, love Elvis. Hi from Montana, USA. I've never been to Montana. Don't think I've ever been to Montana. I bet it's lovely in Montana, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Do you know, Patrick, I have been asked to write an autobiography, and I was going to do it a while ago. But the problem is sometimes with being a cameraman, you're very privileged. You're in a privileged position that you're a party to a lot of things that happen. And a lot of the stories that I could tell, some of them, the protagonists wouldn't be very happy, and they, you know, because a lot of people that you see, you know, as performers or on television or whatever, they can be some of the most vile human beings that you could ever wish to meet in real life. And I wouldn't want to destroy who they were. It's not what I'm about. But I would love to. I mean, I've written down an awful lot for my grandkids, if I ever lucky enough to have any. But yeah, what's your most frustrated investigation place? Do you know what? We've been through quite a few that haven't had where nothing's happened, and that is frustrating, especially if it's a place that sightings aren't that regular. It's not that frustrating because you kind of go and expect not a lot's going to happen. But sometimes when you've got one that's got a lot of sightings and you go in expecting all, you know, hell to break loose, you kind of, and nothing happens. You just think, oh God, it is really frustrating. Did the mediums know where they were investigating beforehand? Well, do you know what, Paul? That was always a thing. We always started off by saying that the mediums didn't know where they were going, and you know, you have to have a leap of faith in this. We did. We never told the psychics they were going, where they were going. They were given a hotel within a certain, you know, period, mileage of wherever it was. And to be honest, even if you looked up from those areas, you would, yeah, there are probably 10, 15, 20 haunted locations. But what we didn't realise is obviously there could easily be leaks from the channel, because the channel obviously knew where we were going. And also when they got there, this was one of the problems we had. You know, when you give a lot of faith in people and you trust them, we caught them going off, and as soon as they knew where they were, they just get on the phone and they could, you know, phone up their somebody else at home, and certainly with the internet. And I think it's strange that with the prominence of Google getting bigger and bigger and bigger, there's been more psychics. And it's a shame, because there are psychics out there who are real and true and good, and they don't get the chance to show their talents and their gift, because there's too many people conning people. So yeah, and that was the thing. We people go off and say, "Oh, I need a break, or I need a cigarette, I need to go to the toilet," and they would be on the phone. And we've got it on tape because, you know, everything's recorded. We have to have everything recorded on the show. So, you know, again, it's easy to destroy careers, but that's not really what I'm about. Can you give my friend Hazel Armstrong a shout out? Have you watched some footage and it freaked you out? And have you watched some footage? Yeah, hello Hazel. Always say hello to Hazel. Hazel, I love Hazel. Hazel's lovely. She's one of my closest friends in the world. Yeah, probably the piece of footage that freaked me out most was the image going up the stairs at Wentworth Woodhouse, because we weren't expecting it to be that clear. And you know, normally these things, you see something on camera in the distance, and because the screens are only very tiny, you know, if you look at this being the camera, you look at that's the screen we're looking at, which is, you know, it's not that huge, and so to get that freaked me out, and it was fantastic. It really was. Do I believe in angels? I believe in everything. I'm open to absolutely everything. It's like, you know, I don't. If you have a closed mind, I think that's a very sad thing. I think, you know, why shouldn't there be angels? Why can't there be angels? So yes. Right. What else is there? Yes, remember the EVP of the woman crying. Now that was great, because that was in the Birmingham lockup, and I think that's the best EVP we've ever had. And this is what I mean about EVP. You don't need a load of equipment. I know people will tell you that you do. You don't. You can download a recording, you know, a free thing on your laptop and leave it running. And that's what we had on that. Glenn had a piece there, and it was such a great piece of footage. It was brilliant. Absolutely loved it. Have you worked with any psychics that could be trusted? To be honest, I personally, the only psychic I ever worked with that I think both Yvette and I could say had something was Brian Shepherd. He gave some information. He's such a lovely man, absolutely lovely man, and he gave some information to Yvette that no one could have known. You couldn't have guessed it. It was something that no one knew. And then he gave some more information that, weirdly enough, we had to ask Yvette's brother, who was living in America at the time, about what this specific thing meant, and it was correct, because we didn't understand it. And he's such a lovely guy. He's one of those people that, you know, he very trustworthy. You know, a lovely man. you've got to admit sometimes that this thing, these people get on television and they get huge egos, and they don't have and it's all about money and airtime, and they forget the reason they're there. But with Brian, he was such a kind-hearted man who's, loves his family, absolutely adores his family, dotes on his wife and his daughter. He's just a lovely guy. I can't praise the man enough. I love him to bits. Katie just said the reason for the question of the footage. Did you see the black mass at the jail that you were Stu? You guys made me lose my teeth. Do you know what? No, I didn't see that. What black mass was that? Was that Katie? Was that when we were at Gloucester? Let me know if that was Gloucester, because it's black mass. Because I'd like to know where that is. Because I'd love to have another look. Because the beauty of it, I can slow it down and enlarge it and all that kind of stuff. Nikki, Nikki, I miss you too. Go say, how's Rick doing in lockdown in the USA? Rick's over here. Rick is he's living in the UK. He flies back to America to work. He has a couple of jobs that he does in the hi Luke Nixon. Just wanted to say hi to Luke Nixon. No, just hi Luke. He's extremely happy. He goes over to America to do a couple of jobs a year, because he's doing very well for himself, and more power to the lad. It's always nice to see him. Who's your favourite skeptic? Well, Glenn. Glenn's a proper skeptic. He's not one that's, again, he's not there for his for anything else but to just he's just there to experience, and he wants to learn more. He doesn't just dismiss. And I think some people will go under the guise of being a skeptic, but they're not. They're actually cynics. Yes, it was when the door slammed that made me jump. Which door was it? Sorry, Katie. Was it the one where I was upstairs, or Stuart? Because as I recall, Stuart had a door slam. I think, didn't he have the? Bear me if I'm wrong here. Didn't the snooker balls happen, and then he was at the end, and then he heard a door slam? I think, or was it when I was in the hospital wing? Because that was a. Now, do you know, I've got a bloody latte here and a beard, and I'm going to end up with latte all here. I'm crap with a beard because I'm not used to it. Hang on, let me get a doodah. Give me 2 seconds. Right, there we go. I should have just left you this in a duck. That's our duck. All right. I just had to get this because I know I'm going to get latte all over this stuff. Our mediums got lost to an investigation. Oh, right. Thought we got lost in an investigation. That'd be funny. What do you guys ever use? The ovular spirit boxes, REM pods. Yeah, I mean, the REM pods I think are great. Again, we were the first to use spirit boxes when they were called Frank's Box back in the day. We used them on the live we did in Gettysburg. But the problem is with it, the Ovilus is good, but the problem with spirit boxes is they're so open to interpretation. And certainly the ones you download, I mean, a lot of them have been proven to just have stuff in there that they will give you false readings. And I'd rather not use them. What martial arts do you practice? I practice. My 2 foundation arts are Wadaru and Rikyu-Kenpo. Wadaru means way of peace, and it's based on speed and evasion. And Rikyu-Kenpo is the oldest karate style. It's the karate style that started karate in Okinawa, and it's all the fun stuff. It's all the nerve points, knockouts, and manipulations and stuff, and it's great fun. Absolutely love it. Still practice it today, and I think once you start, you never really stop. Katie again, you were in a hospital wing and you fell on the floor. Oh, okay, right. Thanks, Katie. What I'll do, I remember that bit, and what I'll do is I'll have a look at that, see if there were where the black mass was, because I know that scared the living crap out of me. What's my favourite Elvis song? If I Can Dream. I think it's one of the most powerful songs, and it says everything really, that what we should be. We can achieve anything we want. We can achieve happiness. We can achieve peace if we actually believe in it. But if anyone's not heard that, If I Can Dream by Elvis, it's very powerful. It's one of my funeral songs, funny enough. Not that I've had a funeral, but when I do have a funeral. How do you find Croxteth Hall? That's a good point. Well, we did Croxteth Hall back in the day, and I can't remember. It probably came through our researchers, because we have a research team that look at all these locations once they come in. Karl exposing himself as a ghost. I probably would. Love Elvis. Yeah, just the greatest. Do I use protection when I do ghost hunt? No, I don't. Don't believe in any protection whatsoever. I personally think protection is not needed. I don't think it does anything. I think it's more for people's. I think if people think they're if people think they're protected, then they're protected. I don't use protection. I mean, why would I? Well, I'm going into a paranormal to find ghosts, and if you're going to a place that's got a nasty ghost and it's known to have some pretty violent stuff going on, why do I want to protect myself from it? I want to dive right in the middle of it, experience as much as I can, get as hurt as I can possibly get hurt, and hopefully get patched up at the end. Robbie, send all my love. Send love to my wife, Louise. Working hard. She's a carer. Oh, huge respect. Huge respect. I drove Jerry Chef, Elvis's bass guitarist. Oh, right. Any chance of an extra with Greg and Fraser? Probably. It'd just end up with a load of walking sounds with Fred in his shoes. Greg telling him to shut up, probably. Yeah, but if you want to see half an hour of listening to Greg telling Fred not to walk, who am I to stop you? Sam, one question: deal or no deal? No deal or no deal? I'm not a huge fan. Right. There's some weird messages that I'm getting rid of. My favourite, Pendle Hill. Yeah, Pendle Hill was good. Was good. Would you have to get a permanent? We're in talks with getting cameras up in quite a few different locations for everyone. So we'll let you know when that happens, because it will be but we're going to get lots of places for you to watch on cameras. Patrick, do you remember the light bulb smashing at Stanton Hall? Yes. Also, have you been magnet fishing yet? No, I've not been magnet fishing yet, but I do remember Patrick, myself, Claire, and a couple of other people. We were at Stanton Hall doing an event with Most Haunted Experience, and we, out of the blue, I mean, literally, there we were all accounted for because we were all talking to each other, and this bulb just appeared from absolutely nowhere and smashed right near us, and almost made us poop ourselves. But yeah, missing everyone so much. Yeah, we're missing everyone too. Come back to Hull. Yes, would love Hull. Some great places in Hull. What's the name of that place where the books came off the? where the books came off the shelf, I put the camera up and the books came off. It was a beautiful house owned by a lovely, lovely guy. Can't remember. Would you come back to Oldham? Yeah, I'll go back. I'd come back anywhere. I'd come anywhere. I'd go anywhere. If I were on the Euro Millions, what's the first thing you would do or buy with it? I can't go everything. I'm a lucky man. I'd give it away, I think. There's a lot of good you could do. Imagine winning 100 million. You could hostels you could build. You could build to get the homeless off the streets. Yeah. Karl, you either need a full-on shave or a full-on hair dye. Why? Most haunted outtakes. Would you use mediums again? If I could find one. You've got to remember, I put a. This is the whole thing where me and mediums and stuff. People think I don't like mediums. Of course, I like mediums. I just don't like fake ones. I think they're the scourge of society. I think that they take money off of vulnerable people, promising them stuff, and even people say, "Oh, what harm does it do?" It does a lot of harm. You know, if you're lying to someone about their loved ones being there or talking to them, and you're taking money off of them, that's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. You can't. It's like selling a microwave and pretending it's a TV. You get home, you'd get sued. You'd be out of business. But these psychics can do whatever they want, and it's. I just think it's wrong. And I mean, I put out a bounty, a £250,000 bounty, 2005. So it's been running for 15 years, of £250,000 for one psychic to tell me in any location they wish to do themselves, at any time they wish to do. It's not like the Randy test where you had to have specific laboratory situations. This is down to exactly them. They can do whatever they want, where they want, and I will go there. And all they need to do is tell me one thing about my life that isn't on the internet. That's all, and I will give them £250,000. Now, what you get is the real fake ones. They sit there and go, "Well, I'm not in it for money." And well, that just shows how selfish you are. Because just think what you could do with that £250,000 by giving it away to charity. And if you were spiritual, that's the first thing you would think of. And so anyway, the £250,000 has never, ever been claimed. And that says more about, I think, the state of probably 80% of people who say they're psychics. That says more about them than anything, in my opinion. Yeah, Hazel, yeah, one of Elvis' planes was up for sale, but can't ever fly, and apparently it was in real bad state. Oh, thank you, Nikki. That's very lovely. Thank you, bless you. Do I like oatcakes? I love oatcakes. Absolutely adore oatcakes. Laura, the beard really suits you. Thank you, darling. That's really sweet. I appreciate that. How do I feel? Do you know what? Fort Paul closing down is such a shame. I'd love to have got hold of it myself, but it's too far away, really, for us to do anything with. Such a shame because it's history and all of that, and it's so haunted, so haunted. But yeah, it's horrible, absolutely horrible, and it's a shame because we are losing a lot of these great places, and yeah, the government should be stepping in and looking after them. What's my favourite food or meal? Well, I know this sounds probably. Yvette's lasagna. She makes just the best lasagna ever in the world. That's probably my favourite thing ever. I absolutely love it when she makes that. But it always used to be fried egg, beans and chips. That was always my favourite thing. And when my mum used to make that for me, I used to love it. Hailsham House it was, which was lovely. And I know he sadly had a few issues with some people, I don't know, spreading some rumours about him, which were horrible. But he got over it and proved them to be wrong. And he's a lovely guy. And Hailsham House is a great place. If you get the chance to go, I would yeah, I would go. Whatever, go on, I'm a Celeb. Yeah, we mentioned this last time. I was asked to do Big Brother a few times, and I've not been asked to do I'm a Celeb. It was hinted at many years ago, but I was really too busy, so it didn't even go anywhere. I think I'd probably give it a go with the own, but it wouldn't work for me because I'm a vegetarian, and I think it's extremely cruel just to be biting heads off of insects, you know, especially when they're still alive. It's just, I can understand it if you've got, you know, tribes or whatever that need to, that's how they survive. That's fine because that's their survival. But I just, to do it for an entertainment show, it just seems cruel, and I don't know how it's probably allowed because it's Australia. You certainly wouldn't be allowed to do it over here because the RSPCA will be down on you like a ton of bricks. But and also, I'm a bit of a straight talker and I don't suffer fools. So if any of the other celebs were starting to play silly buggers or just playing a game, I'd probably let them know what I thought of them. Let's see how much of this I've got on my moustache. Oh, hang on. That's not good. I don't think any on it. Huh. Beamish Museum. I'd love to go to Beamish Museum. Have we not been there? I don't know if we have been there. Yeah, it's like, you know, the Bear Grylls. I mean, I've got nothing wrong with Bear Grylls. I think the man's you know, extremely competent at what he does. But I don't see the point of. We don't need to go out there and kill other animals for the sake of, I don't know, people I'm watching going, "Eeh." I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Good day from Australia. Gracie. Hi, Mark. I like everything paranormal, she says. Hi, Gracie, how are you? I'm Karl. Mark, he left earlier. Oh, bless you, that's Chloe. You're too good for shite reality TV. Thanks, Chloe. Would I go to the True Crime Museum in Hastings? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as a criminologist, it's something that I kind of, I'd probably get too much into reading about the stuff, look at the artifacts. But yeah, I'd love to go anyway if it's haunted. I'd love to be there. Man says, I love Witchcraft Wednesdays. I'll say that and put my teeth back in. I love Witchcraft Wednesdays. Do you have any concerns considering your house is haunted? No, absolutely none. There's nothing negative here. There's nothing, certainly since the lockdown, mother-in-law's not been here, so yeah, definitely nothing negative. No, it's a very happy, we're very lucky. We have a very happy household. And there's nothing, yeah. Gracie, Karl, I'll get your name right. I like Gracie. Do you know what? It's one of those things. Mark and Clive are generally what I used to be called. Sometimes Colin, but anyway, that's it's an easy one. Hi mate, this is from Stephen Hack. Can you please give my mum Jane Hack, and a fellow investigator and all-round best mate Rob a shout out? Rob, shout out, and also Jane is a big shout out and big hi. Can you get Robert Toscano? Shout out, yay! Robert, we love Robert. Robert's a good mate of mine, and I, he goes through a hell of a lot, that lad, and he's brilliant. He's a great investigator, a good mate, and again, he's one of those people you miss. But I'll see him. We'll see. We'll all get together soon. How scary was it in that coffin? Yeah, I still remember that coffin at the Anderson funeral parlour. Just it was scary. What's this? Lockdown has got me wanting to go to the other side and make a change. Nah. Right, I hope Michael Egland and Alex Prunovic someday do a most haunted investigation. Now, do you know what? As they love the paranormal. Yes, maybe so. Maybe so. Sorry, I'm like England. That's always trouble, isn't it? England. Yeah, I know, Gracie, it is the lockdown. It does get to us all. No more of this. So posh. Natasha, I miss you and all the most haunted team. Hoping we'll be back up and running for October. I'm going to Shrewsbury and Rutland. Do you know what? I think I'm hoping October we will be. I hope before then. We've got to, because I'm just going nuts. It's weird, isn't it, when you're used to going out investigating every single weekend, every Friday and every Saturday. It's just bizarre. What was the first haunted house I went to? That's a good question. Now, because I saw a ghost at my mum and dad's house. My brother and I saw the same ghost on the same night, only once, but I wouldn't say it was haunted because it never came back again. We only saw it briefly. I suppose it was the first house I ever my first house I owned, it wasn't a flat or anything, was I bought, my first house was this little 3-bedroomed semi-Victorian house in Guildford. And the lady who owned it, her mother had it built. And the lady who had died there, that I bought it from, I bought it from her estate, she was 97. So the house had only had two people owned it before I got there, and it still had an outside toilet and a tin bath stuck on the outhouse door. And I got it, absolutely loved it there. It was part of my heart still remains at that house. It really does. I absolutely loved it. And to be honest, had I not met Yvette and got married, I would have been still there now. I'd have been single and stayed there. It just has so many great memories for me. But lots of stuff happened there. Lots of stuff. So I guess that was the first thing that happened. Chris Matthews. Hi, Karl. Angie Young would love a shout out. She was from the same city I'm from. Small world. It is, Chris. Angie Young. That was really naff, wasn't it? Hey. Anyway, Angie Young, here's a big shout out. How are you doing, love? What's that one? Oh, that's that. I'm not getting all these. It's a bit slow. My computer's actually slow. It's for some reason it's not. What would you do if you came face to face with an apparition? I'd try and sit it down and have a good old chat to it. It's because there's so many questions. What's it like over there? What's did it hurt? Was it great? Was it? Oh God, so many things you can. It says the comments keep freezing. Yeah, they do here. Reese Bryan, hey Reese, dude, how are you, mate? Now Reese, he's doing media, and he's a hugely talented cameraman, and he actually co-directed one of the Most Haunteds with me some time ago. Very, very talented bloke, and a good lad, good all-round lad, good lad. Would you go to Dreamland in Margate to investigate? Yeah, I'd love to. Is that one a bit of? No, it's not. This is the worst thing about having a beard. You keep looking at it. If you see yourself, you go, oh, is that a bit of... Is that a bit of... I don't know why I'm doing it like that. Anyway. It is, the trouble is that the comments are sort of doing this, and then all of a sudden they go, brrr, and I'm missing questions. How's you, are the ghosts in lockdown? I think the fact that they can't catch a disease because they're already dead, probably not. Not sure. Don't think so. Absolutely buzzing now. Thank you, Angie. Bless you. Off to make a cappuccino. Still listening though. Thanks, Karl. Angie, come back. Angie, come back. Are you back? Angie, are you back? Angie, are you back? Ah, you are. There you are. You can go now. Lorraine. Oh, hang on. There's Lorraine. Thank you for the shout out last week for my son Ben. We love Most Haunted. And this series has kept us going through the lockdown. Oh, thank you very much, Lorraine. How is Ben? I hope he's all right. Give him another shout out and say hi from me. Gracie's asking, are the ghosts in lockdown too? Nope. They're all out there doing their thing. Will there be a Most Haunted book? Yes, there are. That's we're in great strides for the Most Haunted book. It will be coming out, and you'll love it, hopefully. Nope, I actually been pretty good. I thought I'd have had this all over myself though. Is there a record of when the first ever ghost site has been seen? Sighted? Do you know, that's what a good question. I don't know if there is. I don't know what it is. If there is a, I don't know what the earliest record is. I bet somebody else out there will know. James Rendell will probably know. He knows everything. Absolutely everything. Fyvie Castle. Yes, we love Fyvie Castle. Fyvie Castle was lovely. Always has been. Do you know what I actually love about this is when people start talking to themselves, to each other. It's actually, would a Most Haunted live episode be on the cards, Karl? Well, tell me, what do you think? If it's a difficult thing, because, you know, we've got to abide by guidelines and stuff, but the guidelines say we can go off, and obviously Yvette and I are together anyway. I'm wondering whether if we did a live, maybe we'll try and get Stu on there from Accrington. Would you guys be interested in that? As long as we kept our distance from Stu, we could, yeah, the 2 metre thing. Yeah. What do you reckon? Grace is saying she'll never forget my name again. Okay, Barbara, it's fine. Yes. I mean, we are thinking of doing a live at our house at some point. We're just working out how to do it, to be honest, because it's, yeah. My favourite was Dracula's Castle, I'll never forget. Yeah, Dracula's Castle was great, even though the castle that, Bran Castle, that it wasn't actually Dracula's Castle. I think they've only got proof, I think, that he went out once to it, maybe. His actual castle is right up on another hill. Leah, hi Karl, can't wait to come on an investigation as soon as this is all over. Been trying to say for 2 years. I'll get there one day. Yes, you will, Leah. We'll look forward to seeing it. It can't go on forever. It can't go on forever. It can't go on forever. I can't. Would you go to Warwick Castle? Yeah, we've been there a couple of times. And we had some good stuff, actually, especially in the tower. yeah. The problem is a lot of these places is they get the. I think they're owned by Merlin Entertainment now, and you know, when these companies, these huge companies take ownership of these places, they kind of ruin it for sort of the smaller businesses and people doing their thing because they're only interested in. They don't need to make a huge amount of money because all of their other places make lots of money. So it's the ghost thing. I think no, we just want to be kid friendly, and we want to do this. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame really sometimes. How's Watson? This is from Georgie. Her Pip loves him. Oh, Pip! What kind of dog is Pip? He started. Funnily enough, I think he's identifying himself as a goose because he keeps every now and then he just keeps going over and sitting with the geese, and the geese to a point aren't even acknowledging the fact he's there. So even unless they've woken up identifying themselves as a dog, or he's woken up identifying himself as a goose. One or the other. It's a strange old thing. Whatever they're identifying, it seems to be working. Need to visit Elizabeth Demdike again. Yeah, we do. Yes, he is still playing with that bloody great huge ball, and he creates more aggro with that ball. I'm not kidding. He will sit there with his. Well, he's obviously the ball, by the very nature of it, is round. But he's also got another one that's sort of tear-shaped, and he does this sort of half thing where he's kind of barking at it and trying to hump it at the same time, and it's bizarre. But he will go out there for hours and hours and hours, and he will take no prisoners. He will literally just destroy anything in his path. Absolutely destroy anything in his path. Is it anywhere? Is it any location that's accessible? I would love to go, but anything that I don't know the ins and outs of the locations about wheelchair accessibility. The best thing to do is go onto the Most Haunted Experience page and email Jenny, because she'll let you know what's going on and what places can and what places can't, because all the information's there. Because Jenny runs everything, and I just turn up because that's just the way it is. If you don't have anything, have you done anything what no others have done before on the ghost hunting world? Yeah, well, generally, everything we try, we were the first to do. We were the first to do Frank's box on TV. We were the first to put the that rather ridiculous stick thing that people do. We were the first to use EVP on TV. We were the first to yeah, so yeah, there's lots of things we've done which were the first. If you ever met Peter Cushing, what would you have asked him? What a great question. One of the things I just think for him, I would like to have known what it was like in the glory days of Hammer movies, where they were making a lot, so much stuff, and did they know it was all special? That's what I think I'd like to ask. Did they know it was going to be? It was that special. If there one famous personal investigation, who would it be and why? Well, actually, that came up earlier. I think I sort of said Ricky Gervais, but and Yvette certainly would take Billy Connolly. I mean, one of my closest friends in the world is Matthew Kelly, and I'd love to get him on an investigation because he's funny as anything, and a hugely lovely man. Have I camped out yet? No, I haven't. But maybe this weekend I might try, and if I can finish my duck house, I'll be able to start tomorrow. Linda, thanks for doing these chats. Oh, so much of this awful time with the virus. Love Most Haunted and all the team. Thanks very much, Linda. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Actually, it's nice to talk to you. Emily, yeah, Miss Matthew Kelly, yeah. I mean, he does a lot of acting. So he does a lot of stage work, which is his absolute passion. And he really, he's just one of these lovely. I've known him for years and years and years. I first met him on You Bet when I was a camera assistant on You Bet, and that's when I first met him. And we got on like a house on fire. And he what people don't realise is he's a really great listener, and he's a tremendous man. Always do an investigation with Paul O'Grady. Paul, we've known Paul for years and years, decades, and Paul is so lovely. And yeah, he's so into it. How can you get a copy of the Most Haunted theme tune? Do you know? I don't know. They used to. I think at one point they did sell them on CDs, so they might be secondhand somewhere. I don't know. Who is the face behind the door on the top left? Top. Do you mean that? Do. Do you mean that? That's just an eagle thingy. Yeah, Vincent Price. Love Vincent Price. I actually do have Vincent Price's last passport. I bought it in auction. I collect stuff. Not the old theme tune. It's the same theme tune. We've used the same theme tune now. The only ones that are different in series 2 and 3, we had White Eskimos playing it out. But other than that, they've been exactly the same tunes. Yeah. What happened to Stuart Weirmill? Yeah, we still don't know what happened. He doesn't remember it. He's watched the footage back so many times, but he can't. It doesn't jog any memory for him, so he's still none the wiser. None of us are. Would I go vegan? No, I don't think so. I've not thought of it, to be fair. No, I don't think I would. But who knows? Never say never. Karen, Karl, Most Haunted Fab, thank you very much. Love Darren getting spooked. You're all great. Yeah, I love Darren getting spooked. Darren gets spooked at everything. Darren is scared of everything. Pip is a cross between Jack Russell and well, hello Pip. I wondered that, but if it's someone's asking another question. Sorry. Hi from Mobile, Alabama. Mobile, Alabama. I didn't know there was a place called Mobile in Alabama. Wow. Hello, Dora. How are you? And how are you guys over there? How is it in Mobile, Alabama? I keep thinking Mobile, Alabama means you can't sit moving around, but you've probably heard that a million times. But hello from all of us in the UK. Emily, this is from me and Dion. Oh, thank you, Emily. Would you ever try to create a season you go abroad like America? We have done series in America. The one thing about America is you have to have a budget for America because quite rightly so. They charge a great deal of money for their stuff. But I'd love to. I would always go to America and do stuff. I'd love it. Absolutely love it. It was some great stuff. Will I give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate? Now, Christina Applegate, as in a friend of yours, or Christina Applegate, as in the girl who was in Married with Children? Let me know. This is actually a command. There's not hi. Can you please? This is in capitals. Say hello to Julie Nixon. Full stop. Hello, Julie Nixon. Full stop. getting a bit scared then. I think he might be outside. You'll have to come. This is Crystal Crown over. You'll have to come and visit. I do mean visit Arkansas. The natural state. You'll love it. Yes, Arkansas is lovely. Is it where the wheelchair keeps going berserk? I think it's a type of hospital. There was one where again that was Standon Hall, which was an old convalescence home, and that had the wheelchair. I caught that when I was doing some GVs. We caught a wheelchair going out, and another one smashed against a wall. So that was Standon Hall, I think. Night, Patrick. See you soon, my friend. Give my love to that lovely missus of yours as well. We're almost on to come, but yeah, if we can get the thing is the Travel Channel over there did show Most Haunted for a short period of time, but they stuck on. I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning and gave it no advertising, so it didn't really work. But why don't you guys in America get right to the Travel Channel talks with an American company at the moment as well, potentially about going over there. But we would love to do a series out in the States. Just love to. Hazel Armstrong. Good night, Hazel. She's off going to bed. Don't blame you. Right, actually, well, it's the crumbs. It's 20 minutes later. We've been an hour and 26 minutes on this. So I'm going to have to go up. Otherwise, I'll get told off by Yvette. Anyway, look, thank you very much for everyone. Do you know what? If I don't go down to America, if I don't go down to the Hi Craig, if I don't go down to the Miss Shepherd's Hut this weekend, I'll try and do another one on Saturday or Sunday, just to quickly and say hello to them, because I enjoy these. And if you enjoy them and you've got nothing else to do, I'll let you know on social media. So either on my Twitter page, which is Real Karl Beatty, the official Most Haunted Facebook page. There are 2, but the official one is the one that's got all the information and only has all of us kind of on it. And what else is there? Oh yeah, and there's Instagram, but I can't remember what I am on there. I think I might be Real Karl Beatty or something or other. Anyway, but I'll put it across all those social media. But anyway, good night, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I love you all, and please stay safe. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.